every element on Earth, every element in the solar system is in the sun right now. How to get out of the sun? You have these concentric spheres of ever-increasing dense material, starting, like I said, with hydrogen fused into more and more compact, heavy materials. Simple. You got a white dwarf. White dwarf is a little star, tiny star with a lot of energy. White dwarf is actually a collapsed, compacted sun about the size of ours, but it's really, really dense. It's so dense, it's really hard to fracture it, but it's small. So it came sailing through the very center of our sun, taking a cross-section or a certain amount of all these materials with it. It didn't destroy the sun, but it went right through the direct center, taking samples of everything as it went through the center of the sun, pulling them out in a line. That's why the planets are all in the same disk of orbit. They're only off vertically 5 degrees from each other. Now you say, okay, how can that be? Simple. Goes back to some of the experiments with the gunshot experiments. If you take, let's say you take a piece of gelatin, like so. You fire a bullet right through the gelatin. What happens? The bullet keeps going on its merry way. You have some material being blown out like this, the head of the bullet. Everything, but you have a stream of gelatin that follows the bullet in its vacuum, in its wake. And these are swirling masses of gelatin. They're actually, they call it a vortex. It's swirling around and around, spinning at real high speed because pressure, vacuum, things like that. You have these swirling masses. Now, if you spread these out, say one here, one here, one here, one here, you have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, etc. In the beginning, they were nothing but swirling masses of a cloud of plasma, really hot. They came from the sun. All materials in the sun are in a plasma or vapor state. These are swirling masses of plasma of all the elements on the Earth. You have a plasma of uranium, you have a plasma of gold, and these are all like different layers. Because they're circling, they start to migrate to different spots in the structure of the planet depending on their weight. That also proves that it had to be a vortice or a vortex of spinning, or else you'd never have the spinning of the Earth, the spinning of the different planets. They would not have a rotational force. They had to have an initial vortex spin to them. That's the only way you can explain where the actual spinning of each planet that has a spin, each one is actually clocking around. That's the only way you could get that. You didn't get it from anywhere else. Then as these plasma gases, which were in different layers, so, on the surface you have mostly magnesium, aluminum, silicon, pretty light materials, especially your magnesium and aluminum. Very, very light materials. Well, your light materials will condense on the outside of the sphere as it's cooling down. In the center you have the rotating mass of iron and nickel. It's actually still rotating. Because it's rotating, it's creating an electromagnetic force called the poles, North Pole, South Pole. Okay, so we'll leave it there for now. We'll pick this up next week. Might have to break this into a couple parts. Anyway, what we've covered here is where gold comes from in the universe. It comes from hydrogen. Hydrogen which has been fused into gold. And it originated in the fusion, the greatest fusion reactor in our solar system, which is the sun. It's so massive, it's incredibly powerful with its heat and compressive force. That's where all these elements are manufactured from, surface hydrogen on the sun. As you go deeper, the elements get more compressed, they get bigger and bigger, the proton number goes up as you get close to the center of the sun. We'll pick this up next week. This is really exciting stuff. We're going to cover everything from, like I said, where the universe came from, where the solar system came from. Now you know it was not just a bunch of gases swirling around and somehow clacking together and making planets. No. It all came from the sun, because all things come from sun or the God, the Son of God. Simple. Okay, till then, till next week, my name is not Jeff. I am not Roger from Oz. I'm Ken from Copperland. And remember, Gold Turbine products will turn you from a 90-pound weakling of a gold panner into a beast of a miner. So get your gold products, get your Gold Turbine products, and I'll see you out there in the Arizona gold fields pretty soon. We're getting everything ready, and we'll be out there to see you soon. Till then, take care and see you there.